Then you won't get away with it.
What's wrong with Facebook? I mean YouTube. Try again, unable to connect. Do I have internet issues? Okay. Looks like it's launched. Oh wow, it finally works. All right, hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to tonight. We're having a quick discussion, and it's a complex. Oh, somebody said they love me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. What's wrong?
Mhm.
Oh God, what an alarmist.
Can I go outside?
Where?
Just to check.
No need. All right, guys. Men want to marry women. You see, there are different perspectives to different generations. Sometimes it's not just mother complexes. You know, a mother complex is, I think it was Sigmund Freud. When we're in university, we studied a bit of Sigmund Freud, and Sigmund Freud says the first person the man is attracted to, even is his mother.
I didn't hear that one.
Sigmund Freud, that men tend to be attracted. Audio is gone on Instagram. They don't see our audio. Is audio good or gone? Somebody said it's gone. Someone says it's good. So anyway, like I was saying, men get attracted to their mothers, and unconscious bias, they try to look for women that are like their moms. Sometimes not physically, but women that will tolerate what their moms tolerated from their dads. Because they tend to fashion their characters after their fathers and look for women who are like their moms, especially if their moms are righteous. But Yella has another perspective to the whole story. So let's hear from her, and then let's pick from you guys. So Yella, over to you.
It's not necessarily another perspective. I'm kind of saying the same thing. That men tend to respect women who emulate their mothers, and then maybe end up marrying them. But then they start looking outside for the bad girl. I don't want to use the words.
Yeah.
But they start to look outside for the bad girl because they have so much respect for those girls that emulate their mothers that they can't perform on them because they have that respect. Do you understand? So they have the kind of affection and love that they have for their mothers towards these women. So they can't actually do those things because they wouldn't do it to their mother. Do you understand? Although they love her in a protective way, they love her in a romantic way, but I don't know how to explain it. They don't have that. That's when you hear men saying, "Oh, she was a nice girl, but there was no chemistry." That's the chemistry.
I get what you're trying to say in essence, and many guys are conflicted. I wouldn't say confused. They are conflicted at what they want. When you go to a club and you go in with your woman, you want every other guy. Guys are... Can we be honest with each other? Guys are territorial. Just the way a guy shows up with a Ferrari or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce and wants everybody to see, wow, that's your car. It's the same way a guy shows up with a Ferrari girl. A girl that is hot. Every guy wants to show up with a hot girl. Forget anything. They might not marry the hot girl and put in their house. When they want to marry, they now look for the girl that can walk, the girl that can take care of baby, the girl that can pass moral values over to their children and all that. But they don't want to show up with her to the club.
Who was that lady that, what's it called, that you brought on the live? About the men that take their sugar babies to the club. Why aren't they bringing their wives to
Why
the
are they
club?
bringing their wives to the club? Yes, I think it was Wowza. It would even be nice to have
that her
Wowza
name?
here. Yes, I think so. I think so. So, we need to be honest with ourselves. Forget what the church teaches you. Forget what your parents taught you. You are an animal as a guy. You have animalistic instincts, whether you like it or not, and they'll always rear their heads. So, a lot of guys who go and marry plain Janes and keep them in the house because she comes from a good home. When you marry, you want a name. Oh, I married an Alakija or an Adenuga or a Dangote. But yes, Adenuga has quite a few beautiful daughters, and these people all have one or two beautiful daughters. But there's always that billionaire's daughter or mogul's daughter that's just a plain Jane. That's why I like Kevin Samuels. You like Kevin
I
Samuels?
don't know who that is.
Hey, he passed on last year. Kevin Samuels will tell a woman that in nobody's world are you a 7, you are 4. He'll ask her, so you look, what are you? I'm 35 years old. I have 2 kids and 2 baby daddies. I'm 5'1", and I'm very pretty, so I'm a 7. Say, in no guy's world are you a 7, you're a 4, you're a 3. you understand what I'm saying? So you want that hot girl. You want that good-looking girl, that good-looking woman. Every man wants to have a woman that, even though you be angry that other men are cutting her eye, do you know some men carry their women out? Nobody will even say hi. Nobody will call. There's some women that, your mind they at rest, say they no fit cheat. Who they want follow cheat? Women, if they call men, say, come, I dash you 1 million naira, cheat with me, the man will run. So, men actually do want those bad girls. But now, you don't want to marry a bad girl and keep her in the house. But what do you think?
It depends, because like what the bad girl has that isn't like that should I say that the mother doesn't have is the challenge. Do you understand? It's not necessarily, I don't know how to explain. It's just the challenge. I'm here, but you don't actually fully have me. I'm not going to smother you. I'm not going to mother you. I'm not going to be checking where you are. Why aren't you home at this time? You know, the typical mother things. You know, when your wife or your girlfriend is actually waiting for you at home, and then she's like, oh, why didn't you check in with me? Why didn't you tell me first? That's actually a mom thing. Do you know it's a mom trait? Because that's the same thing moms do. Do you understand? When you start making men feel like they don't have their freedom, then they start to rebel like teenage boys. Although they should check in with you. I'm not saying they shouldn't. You understand? But you like, I'm just trying to give an example. All those mothering traits, those that won't make men feel like, do you understand? It makes them rebel. Like when you close it, because men are like, they like to fix things. They like to chase things. They are hunters. Do you understand? So you always have to be there but not there. You have to keep playing the game, the cat and mouse game. Do you understand? You always present a challenge for them. As in, like, you know when they say things like, oh, keep trying to get her like you haven't gotten her, like even after you guys get married, you to keep doing shakara. Like shakara is not a bad thing to me.
But you see, sometimes shakara can be stressful.
It can be stressful.
To the guy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing that girls don't. Now, another thing is, girls always think they figured men out. I'm telling you. Let me tell you, me, if you give me stress, I will run.
How much stress? But you miss it.
I will not miss it.
You will.
I've never
You
missed stress.
will.
I like me.
You
Let me
will.
tell you, if I can pause human beings. If you, for instance, I want to talk to you, but I don't want to hear you shout, so I just pause you so you are mute until I have your time, maybe 2 days from now. If I can, that's how much.
I'm living in this house with you. I watch you.
I don't like stress.
I see the challenge. Mommy is a babe. You know, she has mastered the line. She's in between. No, do you know what I'm talking about?
But if you stress me, maybe if you
that kind of stress, I see the way you miss the stress. See, my mom can be my mom shakara.
Not every. Yeah, you see, you know what? Let me bring Captain 1313. Let's.
No, I don't know. It is not about stress. The thing is, you guys will be telling me that not everybody likes stress.
Not everybody likes stress. Not everybody likes.
I said a challenge.
Me. Maybe I'm different. The audio because your mic. That's good. When you are not talking. All right, so go ahead, Captain. Let's hear from you first.
Yeah, Daddy Freeze, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, Yella, I beg to disagree with you. I beg to disagree with you. Not everybody likes stress. Not everybody wants stress. I can't hear you.
I'm not generalizing.
Yes. I get you. But what I'm saying is a lot of men don't like stress. You understand? As little as paying the bills. For example, my wife and I, when we go out, she pays the bills. To me, it's a stress. I hate calculation.
Good morning, Daddy Freeze.
I hate maths. You understand? So tipping off, what's it called, waitress and waiters and stuff, and you do the math, that's not stress to me. But an average Nigerian man or African man, the one like, hey, I want to pay the bills, but it's stress. So it depends on it depends basically, you understand? Depends on everybody. Yes, you would miss the stress when you are not with the person. But
good morning, I can't really hear you. Can you hear me?
Sanity. Do you understand? You need your sanity. You may not want to react immediately because you have your mind preoccupied with other things. But when you are more settled, you would want to, like your dad said, you would want to like come back and react to that thing. But at that time, many men don't like stress. Yeah. Let me use the floor for this auntie to talk.
Hey, auntie, let's hear you.
That's what I'm trying. People just, when I said men like to be presented with a challenge, and they turn that into stress.
For me, challenge looks like stress.
Exactly, challenge looks like stress, but you keep forgetting that it is inside the same country where everyone is cheating on their wives. Where did the slang or the saying "good girl no dey pay" come from?
No, they can't hear anything. Sorry. Audio. No audio for everyone. Who can no audio from the lady? They can't. I can hear you. Okay, let's all mute so that.
Yes, we can hear you. We both muted so that you can talk.
Can talk.
Daddy Freeze, I think I can agree with him. Majority of men don't want stress. Like Danielle said, there is a difference from stress and shakara. You know, like me now, I'm a married woman, and there's a point in time when maybe I want to get my husband's attention. He's shakara, but you cannot want to get a man's attention with stress. Men are already stressed. Men are already.
You're going to miss, and that's. I never. All I said is a challenge. You know when you're doing and when they give you assignment. I just said.
Can you hear me
Like,
now?
I only said a challenge. The chase is fun. That's the truth. Even as a girl, I know that the chase is fun.
Can you hear me now?
Like, even all these people saying that men don't like stress. A man who has cheated before is still going to come and say that, oh, we don't like stress. Who likes stress?
Hold on.
Yeah.
They say men like the chase. I don't like the chase. So it's stress. Chase.
I said, okay, men are generally stressed. So I don't think men like, yeah, challenge, yes. But challenge kind of looks like stress. So you have to learn how to bring in the balance. You have to balance it out because small time you will hear that the woman is nagging. So you cannot hear me. Okay, so I said small time now, the next thing you hear that the woman is nagging. So I think you have to know the balance, and there's a very thin line in between all this English we are speaking. So, but I don't think stress, no. You can.
Yeah, by default, men are built to hunt. Human species, we are built to hunt. So it also relates to our sexual life. You understand? But the issue on ground is men like
That
to
freeze is
marry
a
a
lie. It's
woman
a
that is
lie.
like
It's
their
a lie
mom.
that the freeze is a lie.
I
Men
want to
are
say
hunters.
something,
Men are
I want to say
naturally born
something a little
hunters.
bit different. I
Why
want to play devil's advocate.
why
What
do
if
you
your mom
why
is
do you think
something you're running away from? Would you still want to marry a lady that looks like her? Because honestly speaking, before every child, the mom is the best. But is your mom really the best? I don't know if you understand me. So, but to a large extent, if your mother is right, if your mother is to a very large extent reasonable, yes, the tendency of a guy wanting to get married to someone that has some features from the mom is high. I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you.
Not every man loves his mom, or not every man looks at mom. There are quite a few
Oh,
who look
Jesus.
up to their mom.
Daddy Free. Let me find
Because
something
not
to
every
put on real quick while you're talking.
How do I put this?
Never
Let me find
Hi,
something
God,
on
please.
his name.
Hi, Ella. Hi, everyone. Okay. I didn't join
Let
from
me
the start, but I
hear
could
from you.
catch what. I think there's no right or wrong here. So I see Yella's point, and I see every other person's point as well. What I think is, and I hate to say this because Gen Zs kind of get upset when we like millennials say certain things, but I think with maturity also comes certain things. So when you're a bit younger, guys are very eager to chase. But personally, I think as you grow older, all of that starts to fade off. Communication has to be clearer. Women are more like open to saying how they feel about men. Men are also, everyone now becomes clear with what they want. So there's no chase or challenge per se as you get older. That's what I think.
Mm, That makes a lot of sense. Samaria, you don't wear pants. Oh, yeah, go ahead, talk.
I still feel like sometimes there's a bit of a chase, or there should be a bit of a chase, because like imagine, do you know there's some men who they can use a baby to trap you in marriages, and there are women who use babies to trap men in marriages. Yes, and imagine a man thinking that, oh, he's got you knocked up. You understand? You don't need to start doing all the extra. Where are you going to go?
Mm, mm,
Like, if you don't let him know that I want you, I don't need you, he's going to do you anyhow.
Yes, that totally makes sense. A woman will tie a man down with a baby, a man will tie a woman down with a baby. But you see, when we're younger, things like these work. No, because me 10 years ago and 20 are totally different. There was a point in life when my blood was hot. At a point in my life.
Oh Lord.
Old, I realized that some girls, by when they say a girl is not ready down, means everything means if I say define that or basketball, I am only one of all
The voice
that she
breaking
said.
up.
I dislike all sports, especially basketball. I think it's retarded because of today. I'm wearing silver and white gold today. Tomorrow I'll wear my gold. I switch up. And what I'm trying to say is at the end of the day, it varies and it is relative. When a man says a woman that settles down, for me, a woman that settles down is a woman that is not hopping around. I've been in a relationship with somebody that cannot spend Saturday at home. They have to go for one wedding or one Owambe or the other. I can't do that. It stresses me because you don't understand if there are 10 Owambe and you don't show up at any, marriage is in trouble. Where is your husband? You understand? Why is he not coming? You understand? And then the Owambe is never show up on Saturday. It involves a lot of responsibility. You have to go to this person's house, you have to go to this person. So I married my wife so that the public can enjoy her while me I'm at home alone. That kind of relationship for me no go last. One day we'll just come to the house, go see, say I don't pack, go. You understand? I'm not looking for. You have to understand what I like. I don't like weddings. I can do club once a month. More than that stresses me. You understand? I can do movies maybe every weekend. Let me and my wife go to movies. I like me and my wife things. I don't like public bonding things. It stresses me. I'm not a public. I can come online every day and deal with the public online, but physical, my kids know. Physical, I can't even have people in my house twice a week. I will run mad. I can't deal. But there are some people who host every day. It is their duty. They like to host. They like to have birthday parties. If the child is not doing, it's all celebrate. I can't deal. I like my space. I can take my children every weekend to a hotel and go and have dinner and go and have. I like those kind of things. Family, close family. But once you don't involve, and you know why I don't like you with other people? I really don't mind hosting you in my house. But if I host you twice and I have to go to your house, more stress. You understand? I have to wear my clothes and go to your own house, stress. Hosting me in my house, stress. So I'm doing stressful things. I don't know. To me, that is. So when you say a woman that settled down, a woman home conscious, let's watch movie, let's cook a family meal, let's chill in the house, let's go out as a family, not to a home, not let's go out as a family, not to go and meet another family, to go and eat in a restaurant as a family. That way, I can judge my. I remember being in a relationship with someone who was Owambe crazy. Damn. Every week is Ashwebi. You run mad. And after a while, I did not come to this world to be working so I can be giving you money for Ashwebi. No matter how much you give them, it always looks small because they have gone to carry response. And in fairness, it works for them, or they think it works for them, which is fine. That's why I'm saying people have to understand the kind of people they're with. I will not let society decide what I like. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I like cars. You see me. Any spare time, I'm either watching something about watches or cars. That's what I like. I don't care about football. I don't care about basketball. I don't have DSTV in my house. Because all I need when it comes to watching, I can get on CNN and on Netflix. I don't watch any sport at all. Why should I be paying $1,000 a year DSTV that I don't watch? Nobody watches. But you see, there are people who like magic. There are people who like those kind of things. I'm not saying it's wrong, but when you're trying to pick someone, pick someone along your lines, values. So sometimes you pick visibly. You look at this girl, she's so fine. Oh, wow, I love her. I want her to be my girl. But then you realize the amount of work you have to do to bend yourself to fit into her life. Because she's bent to fit into yours. And if she does, she's pretending. The moment you are married, it will now look like you're holding. I don't know. Sha, let me not. Over to you people. Now understand this thing better than me. Samaria, what's your take? Men marry girls that look like their mom, not physically, but behave like their mom, while they go out and look for those hot girls.
Good evening,
online.
everyone. This analysis is not 100% accurate because talking about women like their mom, most people, if they're honest enough with themselves, they will tell you that their mom, if they will be honest, deep down their heart, they know that their mom is even, let me not use the right, let me not say it the way it is, but they know deep down their hearts. Now, when it's about men marrying women, let me give you an instance. I think I've said that before, but my ex, for example, I'm not trying to bring in my ex, but I'm just giving an instance, at least the one I'm sure of. My ex would criticize, there was this girl, what's her name again? Is it Destiny? This actress. He had criticized her one time. We were watching a movie together, and the camera was focusing on her backside, and he kept like, oh, why would the cameraman be focusing on you on her backside? Blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to less than 2 weeks, he was out there following her on social media. So he would criticize people inside, and he would go outside and follow them. So you see, now most men would tell you, oh, they don't like that girl for some reasons because she seems wayward or she's this, she's that. But then we understand, there's a saying in Igbo that says, If Daddy Freeze. I don't know if you understand what that means. Let me try to translate it the best I can in English. What that means is that, you know, it's cool for everyone to be entertained by the, you know what I mean? Yes, but then who would be glad to be called
person, yeah.
or to be said to, okay, that person is my sibling or my younger one? Hmm?
Yoruba people say
Yeah, exactly. You know what would that mean? So I think that thing is applicable to a lot of things that happen on the social media, huh?
This is how men see. Men see a girl like that, Destiny. I was in the world once, and I'm going to tell you how my brain functioned. That kind of girl, I don't want to take her to dinner.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that's the
take her
thing.
to a drink. I just want to smash.
Exactly.
So I don't want to
point
give
of
her
the
my
phrase.
number. I just want to smash and go. Times, yeah. Men have that badness in them because all you are selling is, I'm not saying, I'm not talking about that particular girl, but I'm talking about women that have that image. All they're trying to do is show their body. If body that appeals to me, I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't want to get technical, because the moment we start, then I start seeing what I like about you, what I dislike about you. It is just smash and go. So a married sees a woman like that, does not, you see, women want to talk to the guy. Oh, this guy, he's so handsome. Let me even hear him. I don't want to hear you. Just open this thing. Let's go. Call me. Men are very, you understand, very, very log in, log out, and they come home and they are normal because, in all honesty, there is no emotional investment. It is, I give you 100K, you give me the body. If I take your number, it is because I'm going to need you somewhere down the line.
So back to what you asked me, Daddy Freeze, that's exactly the point. So the thing is this, talking about men, they come out to cheat with the bad girls. It all depends on our definition of the bad girls. But yeah, but let's go back to the topic, which is this. Most people, like, some of them just do those things just to be entertained. You see, the same way we get bored, we come on the social media, we'll log in, we'll watch some people beat their thing. That's entertainment. If they're not there to entertain us, what are we going to feed our eyes with? So the same thing is applicable. Most of these so-called bad girls are helping the marriages to stand and to work. Because they come back home, the home is filled with a lot of stress. They go out there, they go to entertain themselves with those ones that think that they are bad. So, but that doesn't mean that they end up marrying women that are like their mom, because some of them, their mom, I mean, the so-called moms were once the bad girls too before they became moms. So it all depends.
Let me add something.
Majority of the moms were the bad girls in the past. So I mean,
Daddy, please, can I just give my own input before I leave, because I'm about to go out. So about men marrying women that are like their mothers, I don't know. I only have brothers. I don't have a sister. And I don't think my brother's wives are like my mom in any way. That's the truth. Here. So I don't know how that applies. I don't want to generalize, but I don't think my brother's married men that are like my mom. Sorry, married women, I'm sorry, that are like my mom. Even in looks, you know, my mom is smallish, tiny. Their wives are not, you know, they're just different from what my mom looks like. So I don't know. And then even behavior-wise, it looks like they even intentionally steered away from any woman that was like my mom. So I don't know.
So I just see that thing is this, right?
You know,
that thing is men just want to be with.
You need to understand that many Nigerian parents are toxic, and
that was what I wanted to say.
Exactly.
From them. Or mom is European, And the way my mom thinks is different. But let me tell you, I look at my dad, and in many instances, I say, I don't want to be like. I still got some things from him.
But
Yeah.
he won't see, but we saw it.
But people would see you. But I try there. I can't. You see, if you grew up in a home, you will pick something. You will pick some things without knowing.
People used to tell me all the time. Yes, there was a time when everybody was like, especially if I got really upset, they'd be like, "You're just like your mother," and I would like, "Stop saying that. Stop saying that." Do you understand? Because I'm not like this trait about you. It doesn't mean I'm not going to subconsciously see these things up front. And when you say you don't think your what's it called, your brothers married people like your mom, you're not supposed to see that. You're not going to be able to see that because the way your mom raised
Sorry, I
you,
want to diss
not
an
the same way-
idiot here called Big Will 202. That's a sub Eastern European. That's I said my mother is European. He went and said Eastern European. You dingbat. What do you mean by that? Because their parents like them were stupid. So he has the stupid gene embedded in his DNA. You see, people like this are good for incinerators because they're made of waste. I don't want to ever see you on my live again. Chop rapture. You want to stop somebody. Emma what day? Because Yella is here and I even take calm for you. Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, you are living in gutter Nigeria. You're from gutter Nigeria. Nigeria is the gutter of the world, and you are calling somebody as in don't come to my life and chat that nonsense again.
Okay, so what was I
Continue,
saying?
Jerry.
You said something about your brothers. You don't think that your brothers, what's it called? Your brothers' wives emulate their mom. I'm not saying that they do, but the thing is, your brother's wives are only wives to your brother. They're not wives to you. They're not going to actually pamper you and do what your mom did for them for you. You can't your brother's wives?
Yeah, like, can I ask you a question?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Do you when a guy approaches you, are you looking for someone that looks like your dad to date or get married to?
That's the just effort. You don't try to do that. It just happens. Yeah, I mean, if you want to even go physical, I'm not. I look for dark.
Why are you looking at his face?
I like my men.
Daddy Free, she doesn't want to finish you. She's being careful.
Of the light. When they
Can you
have daddy issues, fathers, but yet they're looking like their fathers. They're not actually trying to look for men that are just like their fathers. If they could run away from that, they would. But they don't know what they're doing. So they look for men who are emotionally unavailable, who are still going to leave them with the same abandonment issues that they have. Because now they're trying to make this new guy turn over a new leaf that they couldn't make their father turn over. Is that acceptance that they're looking for? So when you say, what's it called, that these men, their mothers are bad girls, but that doesn't change the kind of mothers that they were to them.
Sorry, guys, mute. They can't hear you. Once you don't always check the comments. Mute.
Oh,
Captain, mute. Samaria, mute. Yella is breaking. They can't hear you, so you have to say everything you said at first.
Okay, so what was I trying to say? You know when they say that girls have daddy issues, do you understand? They have daddy issues and they don't see it from the relationship between the dad and the daughter. They actually see the daddy issues from the relationship between the girl and her boyfriend or the girl and her husband. Do you understand? And it's not because she's obviously not going to be looking for a man who's going to abandon her. But that's where daddy issues stem from. Do you understand? Because apparently your father is meant to be your first love. But that's where the daddy issues actually stem from. Do you understand? They look for guys unconsciously. They look for guys who are emotionally unavailable because that's what they're used to. Even if you don't obviously you don't want to do that, but that is what you're going to do because your body understands familiarity. So they're just going to look for emotionally unavailable guys who are still going to abandon them, and they're going to keep trying to win them over because they want those guys to turn over a new leaf that they couldn't make their fathers turn over. The aim here is acceptance. Do you understand? So their fathers weren't good guys doesn't mean they're not going to look for guys who are just like their father. So it's not about their moms. Only God knows the kind of moms they had. Some of their moms were bad girls back in the day. It's not going to. People are looking, guys like you
Yella.
as a guy. Let's say you have a brother.
Yella, but you
No, let's say you
Yella,
have
but do you know
friend,
that these
and your friend
people this
Mm.
category we say bad, they were once they are okay. These categories we tag bad, or the people we see now as bad, they will turn out to be people's mom tomorrow in future. And they may and old things may be passed away for new things to come.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
But their children
I'm
may
not
not be their children may
this
not be aware
theory because
of the past
I'm not
life.
making it up. It's actually
Can I
yes.
just quickly
Might not be
say,
aware.
I'm running off now, I promise. This time I'm going. So
What?
I think Yella may have perceived what I said about my brother staring away from women that are like my mom in a negative way, whereas it's actually more in a positive way. So they didn't go for women that are like my mom. Now, my mom is not a bad person, and their wives are not bad people either. It's just, they're just not like my mom, period. That's all it is. So it has nothing to do with anything positive or negative, if that's what you were thinking. It's just more to do with they didn't just choose women who are like their mother. Because I know their wives as well, right? You're right, I don't know their wives in the same way they would know their wives. But from what I know, they don't behave like my mom in any way. So
And people change as well. I mean, the
yeah.
person you, let's say a woman let's say sometimes you like, oh, my aunt used to be very hard. My aunt is so quiet now.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine. So the more you maturity, time, age,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Okay, I need to leave actually. I forgot that I'm not even muted. Okay, I'm going to have to leave now. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Tomorrow morning.
Are you available?
Okay, yes, I will. I'll set my alarm. Don't worry. As long as I said yes. Okay, bye.
All right. I love this conversation because you see, it got me thinking. I love my mom and I grew up with my mom. And one thing with my mom is extremely understanding. I don't know how you guys got the wrong side of my mom because my mom is a disciplinarian,
What do you mean by that?
as in my mom used to discipline you people. To me, my mom was not. My mom was very lax when I was growing up. I'm telling you, my mom was the kind of mom that at 18 I had a girlfriend and my mom knew. And my mom would ask me, where am I going? I'm going to see my girlfriend. My mom was like that.
You just have to remember me, girl, and
Yes. Okay. My mom wasn't like that with my sisters.
Parents
So
are
I
like
don't
that.
know
They are never like that
but
with
with me.
the
And
guys,
also
but they're
because I was
always
a bit
like that with the
troublesome.
ladies.
So my mom, because probably didn't want my trouble. So I used to get away with a lot of things because nobody just wanted stress. But my mom understood me. So maybe I look out for women that can, because I'm difficult to understand. Where I am intellectually is where the world will be in 5 years. So half the time I'm waiting for the world to catch up. Where we are today now, we can see this whole political, religious mess. I was there 5 years ago trying to wake you people up. Hello, everybody, wake up, wake up, wake up. You understand what I'm telling you? People were fighting me. Now you've seen it. You've seen how the political parties are in bed with the religious parties. Literally, no Vaseline shafting the religious, and the religious is shafting the people. If you understand what I'm talking about. So my mom could understand me. My dad could not understand me. He just could not. No matter how he tried, he just couldn't get me. But my mom understood me fairly enough and could work with me. So yes, sometimes I'm looking for a woman who is like that. I'm looking for a woman who can understand me, who can understand that I'm not going to fit in. My ideology is not going to fit in. There are many men who are like that, and they can't make it in relationships because they try to date regular women. You understand what I'm talking about? They try to date regular women. It's like taste buds. Taste buds can understand that. Let me give you an example. Sorry, what happened this evening? Tunde had not posted a picture of a guy shaking, laying curses on Obedience in Lagos who are not going to vote for APC but want to vote for GRV. And I went there and I was like, this is not, let me read you my exact comments. I want you guys to, so you understand. Just real quick. It's on Tunde Ednot's page. This is the video of the guy. So my comment was very and straightforward. It was like, this is not nice at all. If they want to vote GRV, you know, people just start reading all the comments. If they want to vote GRV, let them vote. If they make a no talk, sha. So they were insulting GRV and his supporters. I did not subscribe to the insult. Instead, I spoke democratically. But because I did not say, if we want to vote, why should I vote your candidate? Just go and look at how I was trolled. I saw through the obedience movement because I just noticed that this is just how do I put it? This is tyranny of the oppressed upon the oppressed. And Tizbot was able to see it with me. Despite the fact that she's Igbo, she can still see that this is gone beyond I vote for my party. It is a level of talk that is dangerous. A normal woman don't, my ex, for don't leave me from, say, Adeboye preach. I tell her, say, this thing where you talk, no be so Bible talk am. She for don't leave me since then. Fight me publicly. But the kind of woman that can stay with me needs to understand, okay, where are you coming from? Okay, this thing you are saying, sure of it. Okay, show me some proof. And then most women will have, by now, they will have left me. So I had that from my mom. My mom could understand me. My mom could see that I was different. My mom could see that the way my mind processed thought was different. My mom could see that.
Can I say something? Can I say
I
something?
also want to say something.
That is because of your mom. That's because of where your mom is coming from.
No, not just where she's coming from. Let me
understand.
tell you something.
That's how exposed.
No, it's not just all about that. Every
Okay.
woman, every mother, every parent is supposed to know their children, know your child. And then, I mean, people have freedom of rights. You are entitled to your opinion. Allow people to express themselves. Like, you have your rights. You have the right to say something. I must not agree to your terms. You must not get it the way I want you to get it. And this is the problem we have. If you have a child, for example, that child must not be the way you want that child to be. That child must not behave the exact way you want that child to behave. The same thing is applicable in relationship, in marriage, in whatever. Leave people to express themselves. Let them, give their thoughts. They have the right to it, whether you like what they're saying or not. If you're not comfortable with it, when they're done saying, tell them, okay, I heard you. If that's okay, that's cool. If you like it, that's okay. If you think you want to debate times, that's okay. You can debate. But if you see that you can win them, let them. It is their mentality. You can't change it. So this issue of most people want to be with women that behave like their mom. Daddy Freeze, your mom was able to understand you. She was able to, apart from her level of experience and exposure and where she's coming from, she was able to let you do your thing. She believed in you. Their parents like that as well. They have
98% of African parents won't tolerate that.
Yeah,
98%
where we're
of
coming from,
African
most of them
parents.
believe it. It's something that men do. The men don't want you to exercise your power. They don't want you to have your freedom of speech. They don't want you to even believe you have rights. They want to just suppress everything and tell you what to do. You can't have any opinion. It's applicable in even in relationship and in whatever it is. So it has to do a lot with personalities. I'm that kind of a person that let you say whatever you want to say, believe it. That the phrase was right, to be honest. If most people complain, oh, he's controversial, he's this, he's that. But at the same time, he has his family, and his family, they are cool with whatever, however he expresses himself, whatever he says on social media. A lot of women cannot. They would have ended up fighting you a long time ago, or even left. But that's, you see, where it comes. You need to be able to accept whomever you want to be with. It must not necessarily be the like of your mom. No. Understanding. Somebody who is not biased, somebody who can judge you based on things you say. Someone who believes that you have the rights to whatever you want to say. That won't silence you. That's what matters.
Anything from Daddy?
It doesn't mean it's not the mom.
Okay, mute, please.
And there's nothing wrong with actually marrying a woman who's like your mom.
Mute.
Okay.
Now
you have to understand that I never said one was bad.
No, nobody's saying. I'm just trying to, I'm also buttressing your point, and I'm thinking about it from a broader perspective. I hope you guys can hear me now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Network keeps glitching, and this Instagram thing, it started earlier on this or later last year. And if I'm talking and there's somebody on, you will not be able to hear them. Big shout out to the guy who bought me stars. Make I hail Elega Mike, thank you so much. To buy stars, just go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. You will see it. It's verified. Click on today's video and buy stars. And thank you all of you on TikTok who are sending me gifts. My top gifters on TikTok. I will follow you, and I'll get everybody who's watching to follow you. Thank you so much, all of you. So back to what I was saying here. There's a lot in me that I'm not one of those easygoing guys. And maybe that's why I had issues with my ex. My ex used to compare me with her mother's first child, who was just quiet. You understand? He was just quiet. He was doing well in his career, but he was just quiet. He didn't.
I'm sorry. That's so strange. Why are you comparing me to her brother?
I don't know, because she used to compare me to her father, and she used to compare me to her brother. And if I did something to the kids, like, let me tell you one thing with me.
That's really scary. Why are you comparing?
Let me tell you something about me. I am, as old as I am, I'm naughty. I scare kids, things that you will not believe that I can do. Ask them. I can wait in the corner for 5 minutes just so that she can get in there and I can jump out at her and say, yeah. Do you understand? I've changed a lot, but those days, I did yap children like say they be my mate. The way I go yap person for Instagram, person will offend me. That's the way I feel yap to. I say, why is your head like this? Do you understand? So she used to always say, oh, her father never did this, her father never did that, and this, that. And she used to compare me to her brother. But my character is different. I'm totally different. I'm not quiet.
I'm sorry, I'm not the one who's too scared.
Of what?
Why are you comparing me to her brother?
No, but it's I don't think, do I compare, let's be honest, do I compare people to my sisters? I think once in a while.
Even when people compare people to other people, the most common one is to compare you to my ex. Which one is that I compare
No, people actually, don't you compare guys you date with your brother? I think you just look at, or you
I've done that. I've done that one
I don't think it's abnormal.
But it wasn't comparison. I just gave an instance. I gave an instance. I tried to tell my last partner that, look, my dad never stayed out late in the evening, apart from doing elections.
Yes.
So it's something I grew up with. So you doing it, I'm not used to it. So, but that's not comparison.
Sorry, mute your mic. Let me finish. To be fair to my ex, she probably wasn't looking at it from an incest point of view, dirty Yella. You
No,
understand?
see,
She
some
was
people
looking
do-
from it at it from a, this is how a man is supposed to be. And I'm not the way a man is supposed to. And to be honest, I am not like the average man. I think differently. I don't like football. As you guys don't understand how much I don't like football. As in, mop a floor and tell me to watch it dry or watch football, I'll sit and watch the floor and be watching it dry. You know when you mop a floor and there's water on the floor?
Is it laziness?
I don't understand it. I have no appreciate. If I go to Samaria's house now, I go and visit her. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like visiting people in their homes. I'd rather go to a restaurant where I'm now not forced to do what you are doing. If I come to your house and you're watching football, I cannot tell you change this football and put a car documentary. You understand? So once I'm in your house now, I have to join you and watch the football. So if I go to people I love, like Pastor Toby's house, and they are watching football or basketball, I have to join in and watch. I would do it because of my friend. But normal me, if I can live the rest of my life and never watch a game of football, and it will not be like I missed a thing. So I understand when a woman compares you with other men. But if my mother could understand me and make the best out of me, my dad couldn't. Left to if my dad raised me single-handedly, I'll be an armed robber, a Yahoo boy in prison, or Afidon Pai. I'm telling you, if my dad raised me single-handedly, I would have been a lost cause because he couldn't understand me. And when you are in a relationship with someone who doesn't appreciate you, like one thing I do with the kids is I try to understand all of them. The gifts Yella has, for instance, is different from the gift Amarachi has. Amarachi excels in certain things. So I brought Amarachi here. Amarachi be looking at the floor, looking at the, you ask her, you talk for 1 hour and you ask Amarachi, so what did Amarachi say? Yes. Then you talk and talk and talk, and so what do you think Amarachi say? No. You will be weak. But this one will talk, this one will express herself, this one will be able to express what she understands, be able to engage a conversation, would not be shy. You cannot intimidate her. If somebody comes, if Amarachi reads a comment and that person says, who is this one? Amarachi will withdraw again. Then you talk and talk and talk, and this time she'll not even say yes, she'll just nod her head. So all kids are different. If you use book, rate all your children, you will throw some away. If you use confidence, rate all your children, you carry another set and go and throw away. So every child needs to be understood by their parents and pushed along rails that can accommodate their personality, their talent, and their ideologies. But I don't know if you guys understand me. So that is really, really profound. My mother understood me. So I kept gravitating towards women who would understand me. So there you are 100% correct, because your mom understood me. Your mom hardly ever judges me. Hardly. Me, whether they judge steady. Over to you.
So yeah, someone is going to say that that's what love is about, and blah blah blah, blah. And it's not necessarily him looking for his mother. The thing is, even if you did look for your mother, there's nothing wrong with it. Do you understand? And as far as I'm concerned, I would never look at my mom as the Madonna of the equation. Do you understand? I won't say she's a complete mother just because she could emulate a characteristic of his mom, because she know I'm the one living in this house. You guys can see whatever you want to see, but I know what I see. My mom is still she's still an 8 girl. I can still see her do like this. Do you know? I know what I'm talking about. You know, because when I do some certain things, people are like, you're just like your mom. Even apart from the anger and all of that, I can see the whole, my mom is like that, trust me. I know what I'm talking about. So that's why I was saying she has found like that line. She has balanced it out. She knows when to be Madonna. She knows when to be whatever. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. Another thing is, I know this is completely unrelated, and I'm not bringing up the cousin thing, but like, why is it that when you guys get older, you guys visit friends that you guys can completely drag the remote with?
Mm.
I don't understand why I think, like, to be very honest, I don't think I can have a friend that comes to my house that I can't remove my wig in front of.
Now,
I wouldn't want you coming to my house.
now, let me now tell you something. Yeah, I am not
work.
normal. What I want to watch, 90% of those in the room will not want to watch it. If I entered your room and I grabbed remote, that's why after a long while, we just realized that, look, let's have a TV for the children. Let them watch whatever they want to. I have 2 above 18s that can supervise the younger ones. Let them just, because if we are what they used to be forced to watch what we watch, and I used to see them dozing off. I used to see them frustrated. So it gets to a point where Taste Buds likes the kind of movies I like. She also doesn't like football. She doesn't like basketball. At least she might like basketball, but she doesn't like basketball enough to want to watch a basketball show. Do you understand? What she likes to watch is Olympics and the Aqua Olympics. I can tolerate that. I can sit down with her and be watching Aqua Olympics. But beyond that is stress. You want me to watch football, just know it's, then you want to be watching football regularly. Me and you, one day I could just rake for you. You would want to see because you are not bringing something that I consider stressful. I don't see football as relaxing. So over back to you.
Yes. Back to the main topic. Yes, I still feel like he found his, should I say, his princess or his soulmate or whatever, because whether him saying that, oh, she doesn't stress him, it's him just not knowing what he's going through. Do you understand? But we sit down, we sit back, we bring our popcorn and we watch you. Do you understand?
Mhm.
And all we can say is, me too, I want someone that will beg me like this. So, and if you don't know, me and mommy are women, mommy can test. She likes to be petted, to be begged, to be like a cat. Trust me, I know. So it's not like this Madonna bad girl complex thing does not exist, and I'm not saying it's 100%. Yes, but even the people that it does apply to, there's a very big chance that they're not going to see that it even applies to them. They wouldn't know. Even men who have cheated, they're not going to know that this is actually what is worrying them. They won't know.
Daddy
Okay.
Friziella has confirmed that you are doing a very great job. That you're taking care of Taste Bud very well.
Did you really hear her very well? I think she said something that they've been trying to. They try so hard to accommodate that it frees sometimes. Don't you get it?
No, but she also said they, the ladies in the house, envy their mom and say, they wish someone could take care of them like the way he's taking care of their mom.
Like, let me explain something. Like, sometimes you can reach the point where it's be like, I can go to my mommy, but it was not fair. But and that's the thing, I'm actually always on your side. Like, mommy, it's not fair. No, you're the one that is going to say no. It's not. It wasn't him. But the thing is, he's still going to just be the bigger person. Do you understand that kind of thing? Exactly. That is what we'll be envying. But at the same time, I'm not looking for a biracial person. Do you understand? But that's my dad that I'm looking for in another man. Do you understand?
In other words, are we saying men psychologically look forward to marrying someone that looks like someone that reminds them of their mom?
Sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's physical.
Sometimes
you understand?
Problem.
Even you come to them physically is psychological. Women interact with their sons and the way they interact with their daughters, it's still psychology. The reason why women tend to be more lenient with their sons is because this is a brand new boy. Do you understand? This is your perfect boy. He's pure. Do you understand? And especially if you've been in a bad relationship in your past, you don't have to currently be in a bad relationship.
you have the opportunity or you have the chance. This is your avatar. You have the chance to carve him the way you're going to make your own perfect man. Do you understand? Women are drawn to men. Men are drawn to women. Do you hopefully, do you understand? Let's leave out the homos. Do you understand? They understand their own thing. But for us that are hetero, let's talk about us, right? So what's called women are drawn to men, men are drawn to women. Do you understand? Psychologically, even when you have your own son, you have the chance to actually make this perfect man, this gentleman, the man that you wish that you would have met. Do you understand what I mean? And that is why women tend to be nicer to their, or looks like women are nicer to their sons or more lenient with their sons. Because there was a time, when me and my brother were in the same school, in high school, like if I wanted something, I just like then tell mommy that this is what we want and this is how we want it. And like it will come like that, she will come correct. Do you understand? But if it's me, and I know my mom loves me, but if it's me, it should just be a bit more relaxed. Do you understand? Flip her hair while she's making the. But if it's my brother, it's just a thing. And that's how you also have daddy's girls. Do you know, it's like this. Do you understand? Girls to boys, boys to. I don't know, but that's really how it goes. Do you understand? And the thing is, what women, how their fathers treat their moms. Do you understand? Not only how they treat them. Girls look at how their fathers treat their moms, and that's what they look for in their own guys, whether they are aware of it or
Daddy
not.
Freeze, let me step aside so you bring more person.
Final thoughts. No. Final thoughts. What are your thoughts? Samaria, what are your thoughts? Captain, and let's round off. It's been a lovely
Freeze. I don't think men
special.
really, I don't think this generation
So, Samaria,
still look out for men, still look out for women like their mom. Maybe in the past, yes, but not this generation. This generation, we have two sets of men. The type that have been through life, and at this stage of their life, what they need now is peace of mind. I think I fall in that class of people that what I want right now is my peace of mind. That's my priority. Now, the class that are yet to experience life, they are still looking for hot babies to pepper them gang. So those ones, eventually when they jump in and jump out, then they'll start looking for peace of mind. Experience is the best teacher. So days are gone when people look for people that, behave like their mom. I mean, who even get to see people's behavior lately? Most guys don't even get to stay with their parents anymore. Talk more of knowing how their parents behave. I mean, that's the truth. Look at them, as young as they are, they all live by themselves. They moved out. So they can barely even say how their mom behave anymore. And for those of them that were able to see how their mom behaved, it happened a long time ago. Not anymore. Either they've forgotten or, they didn't stay, with them for so long. So I just think men, marrying women now, it has more to do with, this group of men, either they're going for peace of mind or they're going for what is behind and what is in front, and who sabi do for bed, and who they cook good food when they eat. They barely look out for all those things anymore. That's not true. I disagree with that. It's just the exposed ones, the ones that have come to understand life, that reach out and go out for peace of mind. People who are, peace of mind and IQ here. Women that can contribute financially in every ramification, not just behind the, closed doors. That's all I have to say. That's my own, that's how I feel about it. I'm not trying.
Thank you very much.
Daddy Freeze, for me, and based on your analysis and I said based on your analysis, you and Yella has been able to convince me that 60% yes, 40% no. And I would say that 60% yes, because based on psychology, based on emotion, based on natural instincts, and every other point you guys raised, 60% yes. Men would want to consciously or unconsciously go for someone that would give them peace of mind. And if that person has the traits from their mom, they would settle with that. But if that person has a bad trait as well or bad behavior, they won't. So for me, I think it's 60-40. Yes, sir. Thank you, boss.
Thank you so much.
Tomorrow
Captain.
service. Tomorrow, come
Bless
online
you.
tomorrow
Thank
service.
you for sharing your
So
time
please.
with us. Guys, tomorrow's service starts at midday Nigerian time. Thank you, Captain. God bless you. It's going to be an amazing session. All right. So, final thoughts. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add?
Okay, I'm just going to add that I wasn't trying to say that this theory is 100%. Do you understand? And what's it called? Whether you married your mom, good. Sorry, whether you married a woman that's just like your mom, good for you. Do you understand? But if you marry a woman who's just like your mother, you need to find the bad girl in her. We're not trying. You guys shouldn't read into when I say bad girl. The bad girl isn't necessarily a bad girl. It's just someone. The thing is, your mother, the woman who is like your mother, is going to satisfy you here. Do you understand? The woman who is like the bad girl is going to satisfy you in bed. Do you understand? So you need to actually look for someone who's going to do both. So when we say bad girl, we don't mean some sassy chick with like bad attitude. That's not what we mean. Do you understand? It's the one that you want to show off, basically. Then the mother is the one that's in the apron, cooking your favorite meals, making your bed, feeding you, stuff like that. Do you understand? The bad girl isn't necessarily a bad person.
I totally agree with that. The bad girl does not necessarily mean someone who's
Loose,
bad
not
or
even someone
loose.
who's loose.
Yeah, but just you just want a hot girl. You want a guy's
And
sorry,
the thing
a
is, you
guy.
never really want them for long term. You just want them to like use you. Like it's the same. You guys be forgetting that I'm actually in school and there are people's husbands that try to talk to us. Do you understand? But they're not going to leave their wives for us.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, and
smart
that's
of
the
you to
thing, and
know.
we know they're not going to leave their wives for us. Do you understand? But they need that entertainment. Some of them don't even want to sleep with you. They just want they want to feel young. They want to feel that thrill. For what? Do you understand? And there's some girls who will be confused, like, so this man really doesn't want to sleep.
We have to talk. A girl, any guy that says hello, the guy is already thinking marriage. So some girls, most girls, they say, he's toasting me. Babe, deal with it. He wants to sleep with you. 11 out of every man, out of every man that toasts you, 11 out of every 10 men that toast you want to sleep with you. Just know that. So he asked me out. He didn't ask you out. I remember one girl that I saw one day and I made a pass at because I just wanted to hit it. And the girl told her friend that I was asking her out. I wasn't asking you out, auntie. I wanted to hit it and run. But your mind is focused. Oh, he was hitting on me. I wasn't hitting on you. If I could tell you, hey, I have 50K, can I exchange that for some body parts? It would have been easier. So a lot of women are twisted in their thoughts. They believe, once a man says hello, he wants to date you, he wants to marry you, he wants to move on. No. Women, you need to understand how men's brains are working. Not every relationship must end in marriage. Your mothers lied to you. I'm not saying sleep with them. I'm saying understand that this guy is talking to you sometimes because he wants to talk to someone. There's some girls you just want to hang out with. There's some girls you just want to party with. There's some girls you just want to have a regular chat with.
But do you understand that all those girls that you just want to do those, those very shallow things with?
Yes.
Those are still the bad girls.
Well, yes.
Do you understand? Because then why? Do you understand? The whole question is in why. Do you understand? Why are you looking outside your wife to talk to this girl? Do you understand? Why are you looking outside your wife to just take this girl to this very public restaurant and have a conversation with her there? When you know, it's not like you're going to leave your wife and your children to come and be with her or do anything, but you want to be giving her money. You just want, it's the trophy. Do you understand? It's the medal just to be showing it. That's the bad girl.
she's a baddie, basically. Do you understand? She's a
Baddie.
baddie, basically. You want to be seen with a baddie. That's basically what.
Yeah, you want to be seen with a baddie. Absolutely, absolutely. You want to go out with that girl that will walk into the club and everybody's eyes will be there.
Like, which
Man,
guy bagged this babe, you know?
you understand? Even my daughters, I like going out with fine children. So that
you always hold our hands.
yes, no, so that nobody will think that anything is available. You understand? When you guys are by yourselves, you guys can get all that shit done. But when you're with me, or did I just say that S word? Sorry. So you get the way your picking go ugly, no go on carry on come out. You go to dodge him. He say, Daddy, let's go out. He say, yeah, we'll go out at night. You know, you be carrying your child to Suya spot. You be carrying your child to night kind things. You know, but there's a way your picking go fine. You go home that they siam with you. You understand? So men like beautiful things, beautiful cars, beautiful clothes, beautiful women. So you waiting say, I don't need to find. Now lie they lie. Then the worst one is women who try to look fine for other women.
Wow.
Because the problem is, unless you are able to plug into what your man wants, there are things like me, I totally detest. Let me give you an example. Braids.
Why do you hate braids?
It takes so long to come on. It takes so long to come off.
Wait,
and it's so quick. The looks for me are not worth the stress. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The looks are just okay. I prefer a wig look. I prefer I prefer everything but braids. I've seen Yella do her hair for 12 hours before.
The looks were worth the stress.
It was worth it for a week. But you see, would I want my woman, then she does it, then 3 months later she has to do it again? I don't like it. So I don't mind it for you because you're not my wife. But if you had it, I'll be vexing because I don't really like braids look. To be honest, I'm telling you, I tolerate it because it's you guys and you like it.
Guess what? He likes the hair that looks like his mother's.
Yes. I don't like braids at all. Let me tell you how bad it was. I didn't like women I was working with to have braids. Even Kayla, if she had braids, I'll just treat her different for like 2 weeks. Then she'll go and remove the braids. Down to my colleagues at work.
Oh, that's crazy. I really didn't know.
I didn't like braids.
Do you know that there are guys who like braids have a chokehold on them?
Yeah.
Like
now,
you have braids, it's like, wow, you're so beautiful.
Now, for them, I don't like encroaching. One thing, they should not know I don't like braids. I didn't like braids. Because I will give her money to do braids.
Yeah.
What hair do you want to do? I'll give her money to do it. Because I want them to be able to, they are not my wives. I want them to be able to express themselves in their looks. I will only quarrel with you if what you wore is absolutely obscene. Then me and you have a problem. I don't mind the way kids dress.
Why do you like braids?
I just don't like the way it looks. I'm telling you. Ask your mom. Have you ever seen your mom do braids?
Why do you like this hair so much? Why?
I don't know. I just like it. It's just silky. It's nice. It makes you look younger. Now braids tend to get rough in a week.
Wow.
Within a week they are rough. Then they tend to smell. I've had all the experiences of braids. The smell, the roughness, the long hours it takes on. You know, I don't sleep with you in my bed. So your hair does not come into my nose. If you were sleeping with me, you will not do braids.
Well, how do you feel about natural hair?
I don't mind hair.
But do you know something?
What I don't like is natural hair. I don't like natural hair that sheds all over the house.
He also prefers the hair relaxed.
I like relaxed hair. I don't mind relaxed hair as long as it's not everywhere. And their own kind of hair, God, they're like Labradors. They shed hair. Everywhere you be seeing their hair, you be picking it. Hey, is that not your hair? You come and sweep your hair. If they comb their hair, like the hair go full. So our natural hair, Africans, can be stressed. But if it's a short cut, I don't mind girls with look like a berry. I don't know if she was wearing a low cut.
Was that her hair braided?
Or maybe, I don't mind those braids you do to the back. What I have a problem with is that the stress of braids. Oh, goodness. It's too stressful. And if you did it like that and it lasted for 6 months, I'll say, okay, we're investing 12 hours in what will last for 6 months. Then 2 weeks later, the hair is already rough. Then it starts to smell. We used to have a receptionist. She made me go off braids. Any day she's removing her hair like this, and she'll decide to remove it in the office. Oh my goodness. The whole office will stink. So I don't know, Sha. That's just me. But I like this. This look, oh, I can play with all this kind of hair. Did they sweep me for body?
Can you see what I'm talking about? Back to my Madonna body complex.
Now, guess what? My mother has this kind of hair
Exactly.
naturally, but she wants to curl it. So I don't even like how my mother's hair looks. This was how my mother's hair was when I was born.
When she was a strong mommy figure for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
probably.
Can you see?
Then as she's growing on, she's putting in different things and trying to make the hair have body and bounce, and I despise it. I don't like. I wish I could tell my mom I don't like her hair, but she'll fight me.
It's because back then her hair was very long.
This was how my mother's hair was when I was a kid.
Longer than
Exactly
this.
like that, very long and fine. Then she used her hair to her hand to mess it up and try to make it what it was not. You know, my mother was born with bone straight hair. You know, so
See, now he's looking for the bone straight hair everywhere.
yeah, and I found it because your mom has many of these wigs, and I buy her many of them. Not many, I buy her as much as I can afford.
See what I'm talking about.
You know. So I think we'll end this conversation on a high note. Any other comment on what I've just said?
No.
You don't go and make up your mind and sit down with your siblings and discuss what you think.
No, I've already said everything about what I think.
No, about oh, daddy said this, daddy said this, daddy said that.
That was favoring my.
Yes. You want to gloat, won't you?
I don't gloat.
Okay.
I'm a Virgo. I don't gloat.
Do you know I'm just knowing their star signs? All right, guys. See you tomorrow in church. Look forward to hanging out with you. 12 noon. Be there or be squared. They used to say when we're young and raz. So I said, braids is life. I don't like it.
Yes, braids is life.
I don't like anything that stresses me.
But
But
it's
only-
not even stressing you.
Braids is life. Can you imagine?
Like, braids are so chic.
You didn't introduce me to Daddy yet. You have a love. Hey, thank you, Captain 1313. God bless you guys. Yeah.